Hey everybody, Roll the Lines UK, just getting set up here for our review of Tampa Bay at Detroit as the Lions advance to the NFC Championship game. Gonna start recording shortly. I'm Matt, he's Ash, and Steve will be joining us shortly. Ash, how you doing, mate?
Pretty damn good. Still really haven't come off the adrenaline high from last night. And it's nice. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be here. And history's on our side for once with this, because the last time we played against San Francisco in the playoffs, we beat them. Missed it, was a comeback. And then we went on to win the whole thing against the Browns, except for they're not the Browns anymore. They've renamed, they changed to the Baltimore Ravens. History is on our side, people. For once, the historic precedent is with us.
Many thanks to a few people at the top of the show. Firstly, to our, benefactor basically at the moment, Jeff Hurley, coming in with $10 super sticker before the show even started. Thank you, Jeff. You're the absolute best. He says, how great is this? Let's go Lions. And I'm sure you won't remember this, but on one of your preseason shows, you asked everyone who was the one team you thought would make the playoffs that no one else did. And I said the Bucks. That worked out. You were absolutely right. And what a season the Buccaneers had. And thank you as well to Pride of Detroit for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs in the community on Twitch. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that very much. Congrats to Jerry Berry 2007, Notorious JER, Buckeye and MI, J Pias 895, and Liam R919191. Appreciate you very, very much. Enjoy your subs. We're going to kick off in just a second. If you've got any questions for us, let us know. With only 2 of us, at least on the start of the show, this will probably go a bit quicker than expected.
With us too.
Well, 2 is less than 4, which quite often is. So,
but with us too, we come off a lot. Usually with more people, especially with this game.
Well, yes, but I guess we'll cover news first, and there's a bit to go through, which I wasn't expecting, and how things have changed.
Yeah,
I did not realise that Ertz hadn't played since October.
Yeah,
injury?
He was with Carter's. No, yes, he was injured, and then he got back fit, and he basically has to be released because he was like, "Yeah, this
sucks.
This sucks." Because back then, he wasn't back. It was like,
okay,
Dobbs and that flowing.
He was on injured reserve in November 22. He entered the season on the PUP list. He got activated, then placed on injured reserve in October, and then waived in November, presumably with a settlement. He is 7 months younger than me, Zach Ertz.
We don't want to play this game.
No, we don't. He's also only 4 centimeters taller than me, and he's only 5 kilos heavier than me. I'm basically Zach Ertz, is what I'm saying. Sign me.
If we're playing that game, I swear my one, then I'm Khalif Raymond. Sign me up, guys. We need a bit of juice on the blood return team. Actually, I think I am. I'll double check.
Jeremy's just messaged saying, I was given a "you are coming off COVID, you need sleep, you idiot" waiver. Oh dear Lord. Yes, I know you've been suffering, Jeremy. I hope you're feeling a bit better now. At least so you can make Vegas in 3 weeks' time.
Exactly, yeah. We need people on the ground.
Yeah, we do. Whatever Gong82 says, I listen to your podcast via iTunes, so it's weird to see what you really look like.
Don't break your computer screen.
I don't normally look like this, though. I haven't shaved in 3 weeks, and I'm normally fairly clean, but I actually decided, because I quite like myself with a beard, but Sarah doesn't. So I told myself, well, when the Lions lose in the playoffs, I'll shave it off. And, well, they haven't lost yet, so...
See, exactly. That's the one lucky thing for me being single is I don't have to bow to that. I can have a beard for as long as I want.
There we go. Okay.
That's an oof experiment. Oh.
Polar Bear says Super Bowl or bust. Well, no, it's Super Bowl or amazing year.
Yeah.
Right now, if we shat the bed next weekend and San Francisco steamroller us, we'll look back at this season, I think, really fondly. I mean, we don't want it to end that way, but when you talk about playing with house money, this is like the epitome of it, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. I completely agree. Like, been a lot of, well, without stealing content from us in a couple of weeks' time when we actually do our end of season review, there's been a damn good lot of good moments. Even go back to week 1, Brian Branch with pick 6. I've still got the next gen stats dot thing of that saved on my Twitter bookmarks. That's how good it moment it was for me.
Oh, what have we gone talking about? Hoping we get into Super Bowl, and also that your podcast is broadcasting from Detroit for the 2024 NFL Draft. I don't know what we're going to do content-wise when we get there, because some of us think that we should be embracing the event for ourselves as a sort of an experience, personally. Yeah. And I kind of want to do a bit of both, where...
Same, yeah, like, I want to straddle the line.
Waking up the next morning, maybe with a bit of a heavy head, and just going back and just giving a little bit on what we thought about the picks, I think would be fine. I did kind of want to do more than that and maybe go into a studio and do it properly, and then I'm like, what's the point?
Nah. Plus, if push comes to the shove, we've got with the TikTok up and running. It's easy just for us to set a phone up and just do like snapshot reactions and that. Especially if I bring my laptop, because it works out pretty well how to edit on that. So
yeah,
we've got transitions now in the clips. That's how far we've gone.
Jeremy has managed to buy his plane tickets ahead of time, but fully flexible, so he's missed the massive price hike that's come with the Lions actually winning. It's good effort. Buckeye and MI says, I like the thought of ripping the Lombardi out of the Chiefs' hands personally.
Same.
Yeah, I kind of think that the Chiefs are going to get there again over the Ravens. There's something about Kansas City in January that's just inevitable.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about that in a bit, I guess, but Mahomes is just insane. Hey, Lisa. Hope you're well. Bobo Land says, funny story, I was talking with some family about the Lions. We all agreed Derek Barnes sucks, and then we watched the game. Whoopsie. Love it. All right, should we get the show on the road?
Yep.
Here we go. Where's record gone? There it is.
Recording in progress.
Welcome to another edition of the Roar of the Lions UK podcast, episode 251. Do you believe? My name's Matthew Turner, alongside Ashley Soden, and hopefully Stephen Collins will join us midway through the show. Ash, how you doing, mate?
Great. It's every single week we get further and further into unprecedented territory for me in sports. So I'm just riding the high as much as I can before things come to an end in a couple of weeks, with hopefully Dan Campbell and Jared Goff lifting the Lombardi trophy as Patrick Mahomes cries into Brittany's arms and she gets a nice TikTok out of it.
For some reason, this almost doesn't feel as euphoric as last week, because it really felt like you were kind of crashing through the glass ceiling last week.
Yeah.
This week, I am just staggered that we are in the final four, and I don't want this to end. The idea that we're doing another Thursday preview show for another week fills me with excitement. I cannot wait to get there and talk about San Francisco. But first, we've got to review this game that happened yesterday, Bucks at Lions. And before we do that, we're just going to do our normal preamble. So, please don't forget to join our Discord channel if you want to join a great community of Lions fans. That's just super friendly and nice and no toxicity tolerated whatsoever. Then the link is in the YouTube and Twitch chats right now. Come say hi. College football podcast. The guys have been hard at work previewing the All-Star circuit that started with the Hula Bowl last week. And of course, the Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl is coming up, so they are going to be previewing those, I think.
It's the Shrine Bowl this week because in Discord, me and Ant had a bit of discussion about some of the corners that'll be there this week.
Yeah. Please don't forget to like the show, sub to the podcast, all of that good stuff. You know what to do. You know how much it helps us out. And we are Twitch affiliated, YouTube monetized, and there's a tip jar down below. If you're enjoying what you're listening to at some point in the show and you want to show some love, that'd be fantastic. There's also our merch store, which I really should get on designing some topical stuff for, but I haven't yet. But if you want to support the show but want to get something in return, then that's a really good way to do that. There's also a feedback form in the YouTube description, so if you've got any ideas for content, especially with the off-season coming up, we'd love to hear from you. Ash, we've got quite a bit of news before we get to Bucks at Lions, and the first thing is that unfortunately the tight end Brock Wright, who seems to have this amazing knack of picking up key yards in situations when everyone else, including the defense, has forgotten he's on the field. He's broken his forearm, and he's expected to go on IR. In replacement, the Lions have signed three-time Pro Bowler and a former Arizona Cardinal and Philadelphia Eagle, Zach Ertz, to the practice squad.
Yeah, it's so sad for Brock. Just really coming off that hip groin injury he had that ruled him out for a couple of weeks, and obviously has a bit worried having us. And then we had Ferguson that there. James Mitchell breaking his hand last week, him going to IR when he was just getting some snaps. It's a bit sad for these like young tight ends who have a lot of upside, and unfortunately they're both gone now. Hopefully Brock can rest up, get that arm right, and he'll be back next season in that tight end 2-3 role. But Ertz, a nice steady guy to have in the playoffs. Not exactly gonna take the world by storm and do amazing things like Wright did with that massive catch yesterday, as we'll come on to. But he's nice, steady. You know what he's getting from him. And maybe, especially in the red zone, he can be a sort of weapon there. And he brings just experience, a bit more experience onto that offense to help people like Laporta, like Amaron, people that haven't really been there. You can't forget, Ertz has been to a Super Bowl. He's been to a couple. Like, he just brings that. It's just another dimension to this offense in terms of knowledge and that, and how to prepare, if we do get there, how to handle all the media circus before the Super Bowl. He'll be a nice steady constant to have in that locker room for the younger guys.
He's been in Arizona for the last 2.5 seasons. With them, he's only racked up 1,167 yards. He's dealt with injury over the past 2 seasons. It cut it short halfway through last year, only played 10 games, and then this year he's only played in 7 games. He went on IR in October and then was waived in November after basically Arizona were done, and we all knew that they would be anyway. It seems a long time ago that we were talking about Ertz as one of the best tight ends in the NFL. The last time he broke 900 yards in a season was in 2019, but it is worth mentioning that he has 46 career touchdowns at a 10.5 yards per reception rate. So you are talking about a guy that's done fantastically well in the receiving game and not in short yardage situations. You know, this is someone who is going to, not be too dissimilar to Sam Laporta in terms of what he brings you on offense, I don't think. So Brock was more of like a blocking guy with receiving upside, and Ertz is maybe slightly more of the reverse, I would suggest.
Yeah, definitely, especially definitely back then in the Eagles days, I'd say yes. But I think now, because he has lost a step, he's had a bit of injuries, he has had to turn more into the sort of blocking guy who can do possession stuff. He's not really going